So you can see SGA just getting to that 20-point plateau.
Yeah.
22.
Ooh, I didn't realize that. Got close.
A little close,
Got close now.
A little close. You need a late bucket, maybe. I got to go through that box score in the game log to figure out when he had that. But VJ goes for 35 with this one. Keep in mind, clearly a ton of guys that are banged up right now with Maxey and Paul George coming off of the suspension very soon. We got Joel Embiid who's in play. 3, by the way, points, his career high, 38 for VJ Edgecombe. But I think the bigger story here, the fact that Jalen Williams makes his return, Thunder roll, 5th time this season that we've seen their starting 5 that we thought that we were going to see the entire season from that team. What does it say that Jalen sort of inserts himself back into the starting lineup and they have the type of performance like they did?
It looks good for the team. I mean, he has more chances to become part of the team and gel and mesh with the team because he hasn't played a lot. What did you say, 26 games? Did you say that? 26 games this whole season?
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a whole lot more than that. 26 games to mesh with a team that's #1 in the West. You know, you got to figure that out. He's a smart player, and I think he can. They have smart coaches as well, but, you know, we can't expect him to be the Jalen Williams that he was last year.
Yeah, 11 games, now 10 games left in the regular season for the squad. We had this conversation about Jason Tatum a couple weeks ago, right? Like, how do you insert yourself back into this lineup? For Williams, I think the dynamics are different because still SGA. This is still a team that's coming off of a championship. But, you know, essentially with 10 games left in the regular season, what's he trying to accomplish with this team?
I think just get in the rhythm. Like, get in the rhythm for the playoffs. Make sure individually he's healthy enough. He finds his rhythm sooner rather than later. And I think just in that culture, and OKC, he's not going to step on anybody's toes. Yeah. This is his, you know, he's came back from injury before. I don't think he's putting pressure on himself to be the Robin or to be the second best guy on the team. He's just putting his pride aside. Hopefully, I think if he's able to put his pride aside and ego aside and just play the plug-in game while he gets his rhythm back, I think that will help the Thunder more so than not.
I've heard this thrown out about J-Dub, and you guys tell me how accurate this is. This team has undergone a lot of injuries this year, have been able to weather the storm, still a team that I think most would point to as the favorite to go and win an NBA championship. But because other guys have had to eat up some minutes, this team, now that they have Williams, like, they're going to be a little fresher. Do you guys buy that as he takes more of the load in the postseason? Is that a thing? It sounds like you don't think it is.
I mean, because...
And by the way, I said other people are saying it, so you're not hurting my feelings.
No. I mean, you know, they love to have their team at full strength. You know, it's hard to be in and out of the lineup all year and expect to be the same person you were. But he's capable. And him being capable of taking over a game at certain points is dangerous, you know, just to have him on the court. Yeah. So... for that reason alone, yes, people should be scared. But, you know, when I speak about these things and I try to insert myself in my mindset, and that might not be right, but I just, from you know, the so many years that we have collectively, we just know how it is to be in and out of a lineup, not have the, let's say, camaraderie of being a part of a team that you did the year before and how different it can be from year to year. So it's not as easy as what people think. You know, coming back from injury is not easy as it is. A hamstring is something that we've saw Aaron Gordon deal with for a year and a half now, if not 2 years. So that's not one of those injuries that just goes away. The hand injury was bothering him in the beginning of the year, and he's nursing some things. So on top of that, you know, rhythm is going to be it's a tough one. It'll be tough.
I got 29 years on the couch, by the way, in terms of NBA experience. You guys
Who
both
counted
played.
that real quick?
Definitely wasn't me. I had to be told that. I'm not that good at math, and certainly had the resumes locked in.
29. That's almost the same year Dorian did that dunk, 1929.
I'm not touching that one. What do you make here? Because I do want to get your guys' take on Spurs and Heat here in just a moment, but anything specific that you think you should be tracking with regard to Williams or the Thunder over these next 2 weeks?
No, just ultimately getting his rhythm back, but also just doing what's best for the team as well. Okay. I think that organization, that coaching staff is going to put him in position to find his rhythm early and often, but they're not going to force the issue. Like, they've been successful most of the year without him, and I think that's a good sign for that team. But if you ask anybody on that team, they would rather him be healthy and ready to go come playoff time than sitting on the bench and not active.
Yeah, well, the Oklahoma City Thunder, once again, it's another win for them. 12 consecutive victories for this squad, and certainly a positive.
It's crazy.
Isn't it wild?
They just started new streaks. It really depends on what team.
But can I just throw this out there? Like, did our production staff just all of a sudden crown the Celtics as the team to beat in the Eastern
Yes,
Conference?
they did.
Does it start feeling like that to you
Yeah.
guys? Like, are we that concerned about the longevity and the health around this Detroit team? By the way, I was just told Vegas has got the Celtics as the favorite. So I guess that's the reasoning behind it, which is, by the way, a fair point. But last time I checked, I mean, we still got Detroit. Got a 4.5 game cushion over the Celtics squad.
Yeah. Well,
You got it.
no, I mean, look, we're probably going to say the same thing anyway. Look, the Celtics are a defending champ. They have two really, really great players.
Yeah.
They have 3 or 4 really, really great players. The guys that can go out there and win the team on their own, which makes them dangerous in the playoffs. Detroit is a team that has been up and down without Cade. Cade will be out for a little while, nursing that injury. We want to see him back out there. But I don't think what they're doing is sustainable without Cade. So, for that matter. But even, there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of parity, and Boston can easily drop out trying to figure out how they are going to approach the playoffs too. So, this is going to be a really, really, really good playoff.
Okay, I made reference to where Vegas has got the Celtics. You just saw these dudes in person.
Yeah.
Do they have the makeup of the best team in the Eastern Conference, too?
They had makeup, yes. Yes, but we talked about Jay Will earlier for Oklahoma City and how he's getting back into the lineup.
Yeah.
And I think it was a couple weeks ago that Jason did the same thing. It's not easy. It's not easy coming back from injury and being able to contribute at a high level where a team was already at. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of work and it takes time. And, this is a crash course for both of those guys, Jason and Jay Will, to try to contribute to making a winner out of your team. But, it's an uphill battle. And that's what it looked like when I was in Memphis watching the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. From a player's perspective, IT, I know because we talked about the inconsistencies, and I think any Knicks fan will tell you that has been the story of this season. But it's the Celtics, the Spurs, and the Knicks. Only 3 teams right now in the NBA sitting in the top 5, both offensively and defensively. Those are great metrics. Like, that's where you want to be. I don't know, it doesn't always feel that way. Do we just look at the Knicks maybe a little bit different because of that market, because of that city, and because of some of the losses that they've suffered this year?
Yeah, I think their lows have been really low though. Yeah. Like, so when they lose, they lose really bad, and when they win, like when they won the in-season tournament, everybody thought they were gonna go like this, and then it went downhill for a little bit. But they're on the verge of making the end of the season really count. And like we said earlier, when they're dialed in and when they're focused and playing Knicks basketball and that style of basketball, yes, they can compete with anybody. But it's the games where they don't bring that mentality, don't have that toughness, rely on Jalen Brunson too much. And we've seen that more often than not. So that's the scary part that I'm a little afraid of when it comes to the Knicks. But like we said earlier, when they are on, they can match up with anybody.
Yeah, we will find